What's up, YouTube? We're a couple of cunts. We're in the countryside. We're doing this shit again. So,
We're back.
we're back. It's been a while.
It has. The last episode we recorded that actually got released was August 2012, and I believe there's some unreleased stuff from September.
Yeah, that's probably going to stay unreleased.
Yeah. Maybe, when we're dead and buried. You know when like people die and they make anniversary box sets after their death. So there's Bruce Lee, there's like the 20th anniversary, 35th, whatever. They keep on rehashing stuff and re-releasing it. Maybe one day they'll be trawling through the archives, need to find something and find some of those lost episodes to flesh this shit out more with.
Who's they? Who's going to have a fucking interest?
Some really desperate. You'd be surprised. People keep asking me about this shit, and lo and behold, we're back here now.
It's weird. Like the main reason we're doing this because we thought maybe it was dead and buried, and then people keep saying, "So when are you doing another episode? When are you doing another episode?" It's like, what, you actually enjoy watching us just getting shit faced in a field, talking about velociraptors and Katy Perry's tits and bacon and stuff.
I think actually the way we never actually intended to stop. It just sort of happened, and then it got harder and harder for us to start again. But I think the way we've done it has probably benefited us quite well, because we could have done something like The Simpsons, where we just go and keep going, and the declining quality is just so gradual, but it gets to a stage where no one cares. But instead, we've done a Futurama where we stopped, we've gone away for a while, now we're going to come back and make a few specials probably, and hopefully they'll be of decent quality.
To be fair, the quality was never that high to begin with. We started pretty low on the chart, so we'd have dropped off the chart if it had declined much. It was weird actually, because in preparation for doing this again, I went back to watch some of our old episodes, and it was frightening how little I actually remember about all the stuff we've talked about in the past. It was great. I was watching it and I was like, I don't remember talking about that. That's actually quite funny.
What's kind of scary is looking back at the episode tally, because I think since you put the one up last week, is it taking it to 40 now?
This will be the 40th
This will be the
episode
40th
we've released.
episode. Like, what?
We've had more episodes than like Twin Peaks had. Like nearly 4 times as many as Firefly had, and there's something very, very wrong with that. What's scary is we've been doing this for like 3 years now.
We started tail end of 2011, because I remember we started in December, because the first thing we ever spoke about was in November.
Yeah, it was
literally just finished.
Yeah, it was the 1st of December that we filmed the first episode. It's changed quite a bit since then. It's a bit of early instalment weirdness going back and watching the facial hair episode.
Yep.
We were still finding our feet back then, I think.
But we've got this shit down to, I say, a fine art form, but there's certainly less fucking around from our perspective these days.
Yeah, it's fine art as much as someone spraying a giant cock on a wall is fine art. One of the episodes I did rewatch was the horror one that we filmed out at the old airfield. We went back there recently, just me and the wife and Mr. Cameraman Neil. That was a really freaky experience. We went to the old abandoned building, had a look around there, that was fun. Started hearing weird noises, so we fucked off, and then as we were walking through back up the airstrip, we'd seen all these feathers like all across, and we were like, oh, so a fox has had a bird or something. So I kept heading up, and then Kathy spotted like something on the ground. She was like, oh, I think that's another dead bird, and we approached, and it wasn't a dead bird, it was a decapitated deer head.
That's pretty metal. Someone would obviously be making a black metal album cover there.
Well, I'm not quite sure what had been happening. No sign of the body, and no like blood trail going off anywhere. Just a deer head.
So someone obviously decapitated a deer at another location, decided to fly over, didn't realise the airfield was closed, and then decided to get rid of the deer's head by throwing it out, and then flew on to the next airfield. It's the only logical explanation I can come up with.
That does make the most sense. So what's changed with you in the past 2 years?
My hair's making a continual retreat to the back of my head. I got a new job. I now work in anti-money laundering. For security purposes, I can't go too much into what I do. How about you? What have you been up to, motherfucker?
Oh, not much. I moved house, got a new car, got a new job, and got married.
You do now own a wife.
I've got a wife, yeah.
And one of those ones he legitimately asked to marry me, didn't buy from a website somewhere.
No, I didn't order her from Russia. I didn't club her over the head or use mind-altering drugs. It was just, yeah. So, what? you know.
I like how you cleared your throat in the mind-altering drugs bit. None of the rest of it though. It was just sort of like, totally
mail ordered.
Crack in
No
my wine
physical
or something.
violence. No Rohypnol. Maybe. No, like I was a decent, semi-decent person. Treated her with more respect than I treat this guy.
That's not hard though. You do, treat me with almost zero respect.
Yeah, to be fair, I did ask you to be my best man.
This is true.
And he did, and I don't want to get soppy or anything because that's not what the show is about, but He did me proud. You did a
Thank you.
really good job.
I appreciate it.
He took care of me on the day, when I was threatening to lose my shit at 10 in the morning.
You're getting married or I'm going to hurt you!
Yeah, he was very supportive. We were sat in the hotel room. He was sat on the bed drinking his cup of tea. I was topless doing the ironing, and I just had this moment of revelation where I was like, if we were a gay couple, this is essentially what our lives would be like. That's not what you want to be thinking about on the morning of your wedding, but... And then, he did the traditional speech, which was actually just brilliant. I mean, we'd always been talking about it, he could go two ways. He could surprise everyone and deliver a really sweet, heartfelt speech, or be a complete cunt, which was the more likely option. It's like, so this guy,
I went
he's
about
a bit
70-30.
of a twat. No, it was good. It was the right mix of sentimentality and funny. And I mean, it was genuinely funny. A lot of best man speeches, you sort of go, polite laughter while going, oh my god, I wish it was over so we could drink more. No, it was great. The one thing I do have to thank you for is that you didn't include too many embarrassing stories about me. And
Which
let's
I have
face it,
several.
you have plenty of ammunition of shit you could say about me. He told 2 embarrassing stories, neither of which were particularly bad. So
No, they were... one of them wasn't necessarily embarrassing, it was just, oh, you idiot. How did you do that? The story of you falling over and almost breaking your leg. The other one, short version, he left a house party wearing one of his own shoes and one of someone else's, and they were 2 different colour shoes. So,
in my defence, the room we were in was a dank pit.
this is true, it was Neil's bedroom at the time.
And the other one, I was slightly extremely munted. So that's something we could talk about. Are there any particularly great films or anything that have come out in the interim since we last filmed? The Lego
that
movie's
was
come
actually
out.
quite good. The weird thing with the Lego movie that really took me back, we saw this in the cinema in Grantham, and I remember going to see films there when I was maybe 7 years old, so 20 odd years ago almost. And I remember seeing like family stuff there. I probably saw, say, something like Toy Story there, something like that.
I did also.
And then we went there to see the Lego film, and it was us and pretty much everybody else there was with their kids. There was a couple of other people about our age. And this place was selling beer. I didn't have a beer that night. I had a beer when we went to see Captain America there. But it was such a weird moment being in the cinema, thinking I could actually go and have this experience of drinking a beer in the cinema, watching a kids film when I was here 20 years ago myself, not drinking, seeing kids stuff. It's like Guardians of the Galaxy is coming out, and I know,
so excited.
I know pretty much nothing about how the trailer makes me interested enough to go and see it.
There's a raccoon with a gun and a talking tree voiced by Vin Diesel. What more do you need to know,
this
really?
is very
That
true.
sells it to me. There's a lot of good TV shows either finished or finishing in the space that we've been off. I mean, Breaking Bad finished, Mad Men is finishing relatively soon, Boardwalk Empire is coming to an end.
But Game of Thrones has really gotten big since we last did this.
Yeah, well, the Red Wedding happened since we last filmed, and I think that was probably...
Shit got lost.
That was one
Someone's
of the biggest
Jimmy's
television
got rustled.
events. Yeah, it was great because for our wedding, I wouldn't say it was a theme, but we had a bit of a Game of Thrones thing going on. All of the tables were named after... We had 7 tables for the reception, which were named after the 7 kingdoms. And you know how some people have like a wish tree? It's like a tree and then people can like sign for the leaves or do fingerprints and shit. Well, we had a weirwood, a heart tree for people to sign. But one of the messages we got on it was great. It was from Rob, one of the people my wife went to uni with, which was just, no one died, congratulations.
It's kind of boring for a Dothraki wedding.
Oh, it was the dullest wedding as far as Dothraki. All we had was one guy puking his guts up and really
Sam.
Sam, you let yourself down. I'm very disappointed.
To be fair, when he did puke up, it did look very blood-like. So
Yeah.
that kind of like,
it could have been
he
subsisting on red wine for the day and then just like, and just like, the bathroom probably looked like the aftermath of the Red Wedding.
He couldn't slaughter anyone, so he sort of like did his...
Slaughtered himself.
He did his own sort of like modern art impression of what, a Dothraki wedding must look like. He's going to slaughter some duck, drink some wine, and make a collage on someone's fucking bathroom about it. Hey, look at this. Our friend Martin, who you mentioned before, and had a photo of him flash up.
Oh, let's
Yeah,
totally
photo
do that
Martin.
again. Here's one.
I was actually at his wedding, it was his reception. I was pretty belted. I can't exactly remember what was happening or why. There was some kid next to me that was annoying me that came along with a balloon, so I just pulled my keys out of my pocket, popped my balloon, and they ran away.
That was also the first, but not the last time, me and Computer Joe were mistaken for brothers. Literally, at our wedding, we had my dad's sister, mind you, go up to him and go, "You've been playing around, because this guy really looks like he could be Duncan's brother." There were a few moments at the wedding where the wife went up to Joe, thinking he was me, almost went to grab his arse before she was like, oh wait, you're not my husband. That may seem bad, but it's not as bad as when we were looking at photos afterwards, and I was like, oh, there's a photo of Joe hugging someone. Oh wait, it's me.
Smooth.
Well, I don't think we've actually changed appearance-wise much in the past 2 years.
No, I mean, I watched the one video you put up last week, which was an unreleased one. So, like, there's not a lot changed, no.
What do you think's changed?
You both look haggard as shit.
You're not looking too good yourself.
Yeah, fuck you.
Hey, that's my wife, man. Come on.
You can actually say that.
I can, you know. Just don't disrespect my property.
What you going to do about it, boy? Your property. She's going to hit you before I do.
Yeah. Let's all just fuck me up. That'll be a good ending to the episode.
Yeah, sounds good.
Well, we've been a couple of cunts in the countryside, and if you enjoyed this video, like, favourite, share, subscribe. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter. If you didn't enjoy it, be thankful you haven't had to watch 39 episodes of this shit. Feel free to suggest a topic for us to talk about next time, and there will be a next time. We'll see you then.
And remember, just because you're not in the countryside doesn't mean you can't be a cunt.